You see, manipulation isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's a cruel joke, sometimes it's guilt wrapped in kindness, and sometimes it's silence that feels heavier than words. The scariest part? Most people don't even realize it's happening until they're already trapped. In this video, we're going to uncover the most common manipulation tactics, not as a boring list, but as real patterns you can recognize in daily life. We'll group them into 4 categories so you'll instantly see the difference between a friend who's joking around and someone who's quietly trying to control you. Every tactic comes with examples, mini stories, and moments that will make you think, "Oh no, I've seen this before." And along the way, I'll also share a couple of fresh insights you won't hear in most psychology videos. So if you've ever felt confused, guilty, or second-guessing yourself in a relationship, stick around. By the end of this video, you'll not only recognize manipulation, you'll know how to step away from it with clarity and confidence. 1. Direct attacks. The obvious manipulation. Let's start with the most obvious kind of manipulation: direct attacks. These are the tactics that feel like a punch to the face, yet they still leave you questioning whether you deserved it. Think about aggressive jokes. Someone teases you in front of a group, everyone laughs, and suddenly you feel exposed. When you push back, they grin and say, "Relax, it's just a joke." But deep down, you know it wasn't meant to make you laugh. It was meant to make you smaller. This isn't just social banter. In workplaces, so-called banter culture often hides subtle bullying. Colleagues may use humor to discredit you without ever breaking a rule. Then comes anger. A tiny mistake, like forgetting to reply to a text, can explode into rage. It's not about the mistake itself, it's about teaching you. Step out of line, and you'll pay. Your body responds instantly, heart racing, shoulders tense, and without realizing it, you start tiptoeing around them just to avoid that storm. And let's not forget criticism. Sometimes it's sugar-coated as advice. "I just want what's best for you." But the advice always ends with you being wrong and them being right. Over time, that steady drip of negativity eats away at your confidence until you're leaning on their approval like a crutch. But here's the catch. Sometimes these harsh tactics don't look harsh at all. They're disguised as care, leaving you wondering whether they're protecting you or controlling you. 2. Emotional control. When feelings become weapons. Not every manipulator shouts or criticizes. Some of them prefer subtler chains, the kind you can't see, but you feel tightening around your chest. This is emotional control, and it's one of the most effective weapons. Take guilt tripping. Maybe you tell your partner you want a night out with friends. Instead of saying no directly, they sigh. "I guess I'll just sit here alone, like always." Instantly, your excitement feels selfish. You stay, not because you want to, but because you don't want to carry the weight of guilt. Guilt tripping isn't limited to romance. Parents sometimes use it too. "After everything I sacrificed for you, this is how you repay me?" In cultures where respect and duty are highly valued, guilt can become a lifelong leash. Then there's love bombing. Imagine someone flooding you with affection. Lavish gifts, endless compliments, texts at every hour. At first, it feels like you've found a soulmate. But the moment you set boundaries, the warmth freezes. That love wasn't love. It was bait. And once you're hooked, the withdrawal is as painful as any addiction. Perhaps the darkest tactic of all is emotional blackmail. A manipulator might whisper threats of self-harm or despair if you don't comply. You're caught between protecting yourself and protecting them. But either way, you lose. And here's what most people miss. Manipulation doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers in tones so gentle, you mistake control for care. But what happens when manipulators don't just play with your emotions? They rewrite reality itself. 3. Avoidance and distraction. How manipulators escape responsibility. Not every manipulator confronts you head-on. Some are escape artists, slipping out of accountability the second you shine a light on their behavior. This is avoidance and distraction, the art of dodging blame while making you question your own stance. Picture this. You finally call out a friend for canceling plans 5 times in a row. Instead of apologizing, they instantly change the subject. Suddenly you're deep in a conversation about their stressful job or even their cat's health. It feels spontaneous, but it's calculated. You walked in with a valid complaint, and now you're the one offering comfort. Then there's denial. They insist something never happened, even when you have the screenshots. Over time, their calm certainty chips away at yours until you start wondering if maybe you imagined it. And when denial doesn't cut it, they switch to downplaying. Come on, it wasn't that serious. The harm gets minimized, leaving you the unreasonable one for pushing back. Ghosting is another brutal move. By vanishing without explanation, they trap you in uncertainty. Do you wait? Do you move on? Either way, the silence keeps them in control. This tactic isn't just personal, it's political. Watch any press conference where tough questions get deflected with unrelated answers, and you'll see avoidance scaled up to entire audiences. And remember, avoidance doesn't always mean silence. Sometimes manipulators get louder, by pulling others into the narrative so you're outnumbered before you can even respond. And that leads us to the most dangerous game of all, long-term strategies designed to reshape your entire world. 4. Long-term strategies. Divide, isolate, and conquer. Some manipulation tactics don't hit all at once. They creep in slowly, reshaping your life bit by bit, until you wake up one day and wonder how you got here. These are long-term strategies, the most dangerous of all, because they rewrite your entire reality. Take isolation. At first, it looks innocent. A partner might say, "Your friends don't really support you," or "Your family just doesn't get us." You give in a little, cancel a dinner, skip a call. Slowly, the circle around you shrinks. Months later, you realize the only voice left in your life is theirs. And now, they control everything, from your choices to your self-worth, or triangulation. Instead of addressing you directly, they whisper to a mutual friend, "Don't you think they're overreacting?" Suddenly, you're defending yourself not just to one person, but to an entire circle that's been primed against you. It's emotional chess, and you're outnumbered before the game even starts. And then there's the smear campaign. Rumors spread like wildfire, half-truths, twisted stories, private details leaked in public. By the time the truth surfaces, your reputation is already scorched. Today, social media has supercharged these tactics. One tweet, one Instagram story, and an entire community can be turned against you within hours. The digital smear campaign doesn't just attack your name, it isolates you in real time. These long-term strategies don't just wound. They rewire the way others see you, and even how you see yourself. That's what makes them the hardest to break free from. So the real question is, once you can finally see these tactics for what they are, how do you fight back without losing yourself? So let's step back and look at the big picture. Manipulation isn't one trick, it's a whole playbook. But once you know the patterns, you can spot the strings before they tighten. First, the direct attacks. The cruel jokes, the sudden anger, the endless criticism. They hit fast, breaking down your defenses until doubt feels normal. Second, emotional control, guilt-tripping, love-bombing, emotional blackmail. They twist your feelings into weapons, making you believe care equals control. Third, avoidance and distraction. Denial, downplaying, ghosting, shifting the subject. Tactics that leave you chasing clarity while they quietly slip away. And finally, the long-term strategies. Isolation, triangulation, smear campaigns. The slow burn that reshapes not just your relationships, but your very sense of self. The truth? Manipulation thrives in the shadows, but the moment you name it, you strip away its power. Awareness is not just defense, it's freedom. If even one part of this video made you think, "That's exactly what happened to me," then you've already taken the first step, awareness. That's how manipulation begins to lose its grip. Now here's what you can do. Hit the like button, because it tells YouTube this is worth spreading. Subscribe, because this channel is building more than content. It's building a community where hidden tactics are exposed, where you learn not just to survive, but to grow stronger. And if you want to go deeper, don't stop here. Watch our next video. It's all about practical strategies to push back when someone tries these tricks on you. Think of this video as the diagnosis, and the next one as the cure. You're not alone in this. Thousands of people here have felt the same guilt, the same confusion, the same silence. Share your story in the comments. Because every story shared is one less secret weapon manipulators can use against us. Don't just recognize manipulation. Learn to stop it, rise above it, and take back your power.